Grant, your thoughts on that one tonight?
Look, firstly, I was really pleased with how we approached the game today. I made a real point after the game against Stockport that we didn't show enough conviction or belief or bravery. Today we certainly did. You know, we've come to a team that probably should be where they are in the division given the resources. But I'm really proud of how we played today. Really disappointed with the manner of how we conceded the goal in the 90th minute or whatever it may be, but I need to sit down and analyse the game properly. But from a bravery and a belief sort of point of view, the players have come here today and they've shown a real appetite to win this game today. We had enough opportunities to win the game, chances that we should take, and I'll watch the goals what we've conceded back and see if we can improve for the next game.
You spoke about that Stockport result in terms of belief and wanting the players to show that they can compete with the better teams in this division, and as you've touched upon, that were a good response from them tonight.
We certainly can. There's no doubt about it, we certainly can. And look, I know it's another defeat against a team that's in and around there at this moment in time, but the season's still early. There's still 26 games left, and there's a belief within myself, my staff and this group of players that we're starting to get the grips with things now. With enough opportunities today, Liam, to come away with here probably 5 or 6 goals, and that's not an exaggeration. Yes, we could do better for the goals we conceded, but the boys were really disappointed in there. I think what's the most important thing when you get beat, and I've been a player myself, is you got to own mistakes and you've got to own things that you could get better at. And I think if you cloud yourself and cloud the judgment, then it doesn't help you in the future. I think that's one thing I've always learned in management, and I think today I could have easily have come here today and set off them, frustrated them, had none of the ball, had no chances, and hoped they didn't score. But it's not the type of person I am. It's regardless of who we play against. The boys know that now. The DNA is that we have a go, and probably why I was so disappointed after the Stockport game on Tuesday night.
You set off and seemed to get it right from the off in terms of how you disrupted them. Obviously, then going ahead, it just that intent were there from the very beginning.
Oh no, we didn't set off them. We came here and pressed them and got after them and made it uncomfortable for them. And they had to go over our press, and then when they do go over the press, they've got good players at the top end. So 3 centre backs, we're going to have to be good 1v1 in certain moments of the game. We've got done for one or two of the goals in the first half, with the movement from the wide players has got them in. But we didn't stop believing in what our game plan was, and that was to press them, to get after them, to create opportunities of our own, which I thought we did all afternoon.
Made changes today, slight change of approach in terms of the system. What were you thinking with that coming in?
Just like I said there, just to be more forceful and aggressive against them. We went with three at the back with the 3 centre backs, and we give everybody else sort of the licence to go and create and cause problems for them. And I thought we'd done that for the majority of the game. When we went 3-2 down, we moved back into our own sort of shape, and we scored a good goal of it. A good cushion header from Bales and a really good finish from H. And we should have another couple. Brandon had a really good chance. Trotz made a really good save from Gibbo. I think we all thought it was in on the bench. But that moment right at the end is probably something for us to learn from. Is the level, is when you don't quite follow through on your individual job. One mistake can lead to 2, can lead to 3, can lead to 4, and all of a sudden the ball's in the back of your net. And that's something we have to learn off. We have to take and own, really. There's no point of hiding behind it and pointing to your mate over there and thinking he should have done better. As a group, we have to own that. We've lost here today, and we've lost together. But I can be proud of how my team performed here today, obviously barring the result.
Proud of the way that you, obviously driven by you, but continued to push on even after getting it back to 3-all with just over 10 minutes to go.
We nearly won it, didn't we?
Yeah.
We had a couple of opportunities to win the game, and God knows how he saved that, because it's deflected and he's had to move again. So yeah, frustrating, disappointed, obviously to lose again, but more upbeat today. I feel more upbeat that the boys have listened to what we were saying and taken the mantle to go and go toe-to-toe with a team today. We could have easily, like I said to you, we could have easily have come here and give our fans nothing, and sat behind the ball and maybe had 1 or 2 shots and hope we nick a draw or a 1-0 win. It's not how I play, and it's not how I like to manage. So I think when it gets to that sort of point, then I'd rather walk away. You know, if I ever thought like that, I'd rather walk away and just not manage. You know, and that's not me. The team understand the way I am now. Hence why I was so frustrated and disappointed after the Stockport game.
2 games against 2 of the top sides in the division over this last 4 days. Positives to take forward from those?
Positives in the first half against Stockport, even though we were very average on the ball. Today, positives all game. I thought we were good on the ball. Really good, really comfortable. Kept taking the ball, kept moving the ball forward, creating opportunities. Ultimately, look, the negatives from today is we've conceded 4 goals. I think the 2 in the first half, there's probably the only 2 opportunities they had. We've sort of give it to them. The 3rd goal, disappointing that we've conceded right in the middle of our 6-yard box. We know what Salak wants to arrive in that sort of position, and then the last goal is just a collection of a team sort of not getting the press right, not getting back into our shape quick enough, not keep people outside, not holding the ball, and then when it doesn't get held, following in the rebound. So, you know, it's frustrating standing here thinking I'm half positive and I'm half, you know, sort of looking at the goals we've conceded and know that they're avoidable. But over an overall picture, we've come to a team that was in the championship last year, a team that should win the division given their resources and budget. And that's not me, you know, trying to put a dampened squid on Cardiff, but they should. You know, their budget's probably 7 or 8 times bigger than ours. And I felt for a large, you know, portion of that game today where we were the better team and we disrupted them. We forced them into 3 changes at half time, and there was nothing in the game. You know, it was going to take a couple of mistakes, 2 or 3 mistakes to win the game. And unfortunately for Cardiff, it happened for them. At the other end, we didn't quite get ours.
Important week for you before that kind of madness and the chaos of the festive period starts.
Yeah, it is. It's always, you know, after you compete, it's always important we get back on the training ground, and I thought we'd done that well since Tuesday. You know, we debriefed and had a chat to the players on Wednesday, Thursday, and we've come here today really positive and unlucky, although we've got to be unlucky probably not to win the game.